Hey everyone and welcome. So this is the final product which we will be making today in the video, and this is built using React and Canvas. So Canvas has the main role in building it, and if you guys are following me on Instagram, you might have seen the complete journey how I was learning Canvas at the first place and then built this complete game. This is an interesting game. As you see on the top, there are scores, lives, we have the name of the person who is playing it, and also like the levels. Level is not being displayed, but yes, it will be displayed when we build the product. It's like kind of optional for us because it doesn't matter too much. What we really care about is building the logic of this game. So yes, it will be an interesting journey. You can put it up in your resume. Recruiters will really love it, and you can even show it to your younger brothers and sisters. They will really love playing this game. And as you can see here on the screen, there's home and a breakout, because what I'm planning to do is create a website where I can put up multiple games and see how it works. So don't worry about those things. I'll take care of it, and just stay tuned, and it's going to be an interesting journey. I'll see you in just a bit. Bye bye.
Don't forget to press the subscribe button and click the bell icon to stay up to date with all our videos.
Okay, so as you have seen, this is the game. I think you might have played this game in your childhood, and now we are actually building it. Sometimes games are like, when we play it, we don't think how it was built. But when we grow up, we try to think that, okay, how it was built and the complexities behind it. Sometimes simple games are even so complex to build and to think of when we are more of a beginner, right? But as you go through in your career, you pretty much tend to know how things work and what are the challenges behind it, right? So this game, as you see here, is built using React and HTML Canvas. I am not sure if this is the right logo. This is something what I found on Google. So okay, so the first question you might have is, what will I learn in this game? As you have already seen the game, and you will be you will be learning a lot, but right now the first point you will see is, how does a canvas work, right? With initially just a canvas, how it works. Second thing is about the object motion. Canvas is most of the time is assumed as is just a drawing material, you draw something on it, but even for games it's been used a lot. So we'll learn about the object motions, how the ball goes, how the pedal means the bottom tab, how it works. And the third thing will be the canvas plus the React, how those two things work together. Okay, so I can show you the final product which we will be building, as you have already seen, but still this is just the picture of how it will be: the ball, our pedal, our bricks, and the scoots, as you see here. And if we break it down into components, it will be more like this. So pedal will have its own component, ball is going to have its own property or own component. These player stats will have its own component, the name of the player, like how many lives are remaining, what is the current score, and also the brick. Individual brick will have its own property. So if I hit the ball on this brick, it should disappear, not any other brick should not disappear, right? So for that reason, we will be having a class-based component which is going to store its individual value, what exactly happens to this brick, right? So, and the whole thing, the whole board is going to be another component, something like this. So board is the place where we will save everything on the screen. For example, the ball properties will be in the board, the pedal properties, we can transfer it outside of the board, but yes, this is where bricks and those components will stay. Okay, so first of all, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a new project, which is npx create react app. So in order to create a React project, this is how you do it: npx create react app, and board, not board, but breakout video. So I already have a breakout, just a project with a name breakout, but yes, this is going to be a video. So okay, so this thing is going to take a little bit time to complete its process, and I'll see you in just a bit. Okay, so the project was built, and now what we need to do is go into the project. So project name was breakout video, and first of all I'll open it in my code pen. So code dot, not code pen, sorry, VS Code. And okay, where is it? Okay, so this is our project, the initial project which we got. Let me close all the things. The problem happened was that I made a video and then it didn't save. So yeah, I need to redo everything what I did before. So first of all, let me remove each and every not required items from our project. So service worker setup test, we don't need this, right? So I'm going to delete it. Where is it? Okay, allow the ESLint, and I'm going to delete it. Move to trash. I'm retrashing it. Okay, so I don't have a logo. I don't need and I don't have a logo, right? So I'm going to even remove these items right now. H1 home. I don't have app. In my app, I don't have index CSS. I don't have a service worker. I don't need this item. Okay, so everything should be good. We have home. Now, as I showed you on the screen, I want to have multiple games and should route into my game. So it is not needed for this project, but it is something what I'm doing for, like, if I want to add multiple games into it. So I'll be using React Router DOM. If you are not aware of it, go to this documentation page and you will get an idea what exactly it is. So in my app, I will have a React Router DOM, and I'll just simply copy and paste it. And in order to make them work, I need to import them. I already did the npm install. It was a yarn install, not npm to be precise, but yes. Okay, I'll show you that in just a bit. I did the import and everything should be good. And if you want to see the npm or yarn install command, it's going to be this one. So this is how you do a npm install, and I guess I did that here. This is where it was. Yarn add. So you simply need to do a yarn add react. Oops. No. These are not packages. Clear yarn add react router DOM. Those people who don't know it, this is for them. Those people who know, yeah, I am pretty sure you will be able to do it. Okay, so home about dashboard is not defined because we simply copied and pasted from there. So I think you already know how this thing works. So okay, but let me still show you that. Home h1 about. I don't think we need the third route here, so I'm going to simply remove this and this. Okay, so everything should be working fine. Home and about. Home about is working. Now we would need is a breakout, right? So breakout, we need a link to breakout. Breakout. Okay, so I'm just going to pause the video for a bit just to check if things worked. So give me just a second. Okay, luckily things were safe. Alright, so here we will have our breakout game. So in order to do that, first of all I'm going to create a folder, and in this folder we will have games, right? And in our games folder, let's say we have a bunch of other games, right? So first one we need is a breakout, which we really care about right now. And let's say this is something which I don't like. It comes in the same line if there's just one folder. So in order to remove that, I'll have other game, another folder, which is going to be looking like this, and in my breakout I'll have index.js, and along with that, because this will be our entry point into the game, and another folder will be, or file will be board.js. Okay, in our entry point I'll simply have react functional component rfc. If you don't have this extension, you should look on VS in this application somewhere. Is this the application extension here? Okay, so break out, and this name doesn't matter because it's a export default, right? Okay, so here I'm going to import from the board. So for this one, I'll have a React functional component as well. This will be our board and h1 board. Okay, in our index, I'll simply have calling the board here, and it's going to it was supposed not breakout board. It's supposed to auto import. Okay, it did. Great. So now we have the board. We have here is the board, and I can safely change this name to breakout, and it should auto import as well. And let's see if it did. Okay, breakout home breakout. So perfect. We have the board here. So now all we need to do is display the board. So let's see about the HTML canvas now. Right, so this is what exactly an canvas is. I want to go into the Mozilla document. A canvas API provides a means for drawing graphics via HTML and JavaScript, and HTML canvas is the element you need to use, and you can make like a 2D and a 3D graphic with this. So this is how you simply use it, right? So what we will be doing here in our board is we will simply be returning the canvas, and our canvas will have a height of, let's say, 500 pixel and width of, let's say, 800 pixel, just to make it a bit bigger, and it will have an ID equals to canvas. Great. So in my app CSS, I will have, I don't really need all of this, but yeah, that's all right. Canvas and background color will be, let's say, I'm going to have a background color of #134,959. This is what I saw and I did create before. Great, so this is our canvas, and we can even have a border radius if we want, I guess. Maybe border radius, but we don't really need that, but I'm just trying to play around with it. 20 pixel. Okay, nice. This is a nice canvas. Great, so now we have a canvas board. Now we'll see how do we place components on it. For that one, we'll go into the canvas API again. We take the element and we do the get context of 2D, and we fill in the rectangles like this, right? So I'll show this to you in just a bit. Okay, so as you see on the documentation of canvas, in this video we are going to play around with canvas a little bit, right? And we'll be taking the documentation as the reference. So in order to access the canvas, we need to grab hold of the element. And in React, I have seen some documentation in which you can take help of the use ref hook, right? So if you don't know what exactly it is, you should take a look at this documentation. So we'll be using use ref, and let me go ahead and go to the code, and we'll be using the use ref because here we are defining the canvas, right? So, or displaying the canvas. So we'll be using the use ref in the board section, and in order to use it, we are going to first take a reference. So constant canvas ref equal to, and initially we are going to initiate it with null use ref. This is from React, and the first argument is null, and then we are going to utilize it. Okay, so in order to utilize the canvas, we are going to go ahead and have a component did mount, and in order to have, as this is a functional component, in order to use a component did mount, we'll be using a use effect. Okay, so use effect, it's again from React, and first argument is going to be in our function, and as it is a component did mount, so we just wanted to load initially, right? So for that reason we need to have empty brackets or empty parentheses. No, it's empty square brackets. Yes. Okay, inside of this we are going to have a canvas, right? A reference. We give like canvas a reference. So first of all I'm going to create a, or I can simply do this, constant current or canvas equals to canvas ref dot current. So current is a property inside of the use ref. Okay, so after that what we do is constant, we need to have a context. As you see in the documentation, we need to have a context, and context is going to be canvas dot get context. So context is equal to canvas dot get context, and here we are going to have a 2D. Okay, and then what we need to do is ctx.fillStyle green, fill style, fill rectangle, right? So let's do that. Okay, we do have a get context is null. So in order to make that happen, what we need to do, let's see. Context, canvas ref, and oh, okay, I forgot to pass in the reference here. So ref equals to canvas ref. Alright, so now things should be normal, and as you see here we are assigning the reference as of this canvas into the canvas ref, and after that we are able to access it. So, and that is the reason it was not auto importing. So canvas dot get, okay, maybe it's a different issue, but at least as you see here it is being displayed, right? Let's try for a circle. How to get a circle? So canvas circle HTML, let's try this. So it's gonna be arc, right? So in order to do that, what we need is, I guess this should work, ctx dot fill in. Okay, so we do have a circle, but the issue is that it is not, it's like it's spread across everything, and we don't really want that. And the reason why this is happening is because we have a width 100%, which is, I think this is the reason it is being spreading out. But yeah, we can have a, okay, this is a x-axis, this is a y, this is the width, I guess. Context.arc, and okay, x, y, radius, okay, start angle, end angle, anti-clockwise, and stuff like that. Okay, so as this is spreading across the whole thing, and which we will be fixing it, there was an issue which I faced before, and yeah, but this is what I want to show you, that this is how you display items on the screen. And you can, if you make this dynamic, you can play around with this, play along with this circle. So let me give it a fixed width first of all, so for 500 pixel, and then okay, so I think that circle is a problematic one, but that's all right. Right now what we are going to do is make it a bit dynamic. So let x is equal to 0, and okay, it's not being used. Okay, great. And here what we are going to do is we are going to recall this function. In order to recall it, we need to like have a request dot animation frame. So this is what this function does. It keeps on calling the function over and over again. So in order to do that, we need to create a function. Render is equal to constant. I'll put this whole thing into my render, and after this thing is done, what I do is I call the function again, request animation frame, and it takes in a callback function. And here I will have render as my callback function, and then I call my render again. So what this is going to do is it keeps on calling it over and over again, and this is being displayed multiple times, not just once. If you want to check it, I can show you here. Console log creating circle. Right, if you see this in your console log, it's gonna have like a lot of times. See? Okay, so in order to change our x, I can do something like this. X, and after that x plus plus. So you'll see it moving on the screen. See this? So right now the reason because you are seeing a multiple trail is because we need to clear the screen as well. And in order to do that, I'll show you this. Canvas clear rect. So this is a function which kind of removes the previous one and then it shows the latest one, right? So like it removes the trail and it shows you where exactly the item is. So we call it every time in the beginning, and ctx clear rect, and it should start from 0. So we want the whole canvas to be deleted or like refreshed, right? And it's not just 100, it should be canvas dot width. Most probably this is the width, and canvas dot height. Okay, so as you saw that the previous one is being deleted and you see this moving on the screen. So this is how you make it dynamic. We saw the rectangle being displayed, we saw the circle. So circle will be our ball. So yeah, this is just a basic startup which we have done, and then I'll show you how the game works. Alright, so as you can see here, I just did some modification to the code to add the ball's trajectory, not the just trajectory, but the speed, and also like some basic styling. So I will remove the console log and I'll show you. This will be kind of our ball. Okay, so in order to have it, I'm going to create another like a file which is going to handle ball. But before that, we need an object, which, for example, ball object, brick object, and player object. So for that reason, I will have another file which will be our data file, which is going to handle the ball's position and stuffs like that. Okay, so I'm going to import, copy and paste from my old file. So this is the ball object. It will have x, y, dx will be our addition to our x. So this is what we need in order to move the ball. And dy is going to be on the y-axis. Radius of the ball and the speed, right? So speed will need it when we kind of like deflects it from the pedal. Okay, so radius I'll kind of increase it to 20. Brick object does have x, y. We do have a width as well, height of the brick, and this won't be just like 800, it's gonna be a bit different, but right now I don't really care about it too much. Player information like lives, scores, level is going to stay here. Okay, I'm going to save this file, and inside of our game I will go ahead and create. Okay, in games I don't really need to create anything, but inside of the board, because of this thing we cannot see it properly. Okay, so I will create a ball moment .js. Alright, so in this ball, what we need is our ball is supposed to have a class, so that it handles, and we can even make it with function, but in order to a ball to handle some information, we'll be having it as a class. I'm going to copy and paste from my previous project here again, and I'll go through what exactly it is. Okay, so as you see, this is a ball moment function which we are exporting, and it does take in a context because we need to grab hold of context every time. This context, we are supposed to catch hold of it every time. So it does take context. We take in the ball object, and ball object comes from here, from the data. So inside of the ball moment, we have a ball. We are creating a new ball, and then we are simply drawing that particular ball. And this ball, we are instantiating it from this class. So it takes in x, y, and radius of the ball. And here we have a property which does this property is a function which does kind of draws it on the screen, right? And it does take in context, so it's going to take reference to where this thing starts from. CTX context is required in order to get hold of this canvas. Where exactly should I start my ball's movement or something like that, right? In order to make this thing work, I need to go into the board. I will clear everything after the begin path. I need to have a request animation frame, and what I can do here is that I can simply call in ball moment. It's gonna import, I guess. Yes, it did. And it takes in context ctx, and the second thing it takes is the ball object, and we don't have the ball object right now, right? So in order to get the ball object, I am going to remove this, import data from, should come in from data. So here it is, and we have data, and inside of data we will be having a couple of things, right? So in order to grab that, I should use let, or okay, I'll use let, and here it's equal to data, and let's see what do we have in our data. Okay, we have ball object, we have brick object, and we have player. So if you have a Mac and if you want to check what exactly properties are inside of something, you do a control plus space. For right now, I just need ball object, so I have passed in the ball object here, and if I save it, things should not look bad. Okay, this is looking okay. Alright, so where is the ball moment? Here you might see somewhere, where is ball? Okay, so we are incrementing it by some number, and that is the reason that it keeps going out of scope, right? If I refresh it, you'll get an idea. In order to, okay, so ball movement is working as we expect it to work, right? What is the next step that we need to do? We need to have a pedal. We'll have the brick part, but brick part is a bit complicated, and I'll get back to it. Okay, so as we saw the ball movement, what before showing you the pedal, I want to show you one more thing, and that thing is about the wall collision. I don't want the ball to go beyond our frame, right? In order to do that, here is the thing which I will do is if ball object dot, here we have dx, right, and dy, x and y. So x and y are the axis of the ball. So in order to handle on the top and bottom, what I need to do is ball object dot y minus ball, it should be minus, not equal to, minus ball object dot radius. If this is greater than canvas, or I should say minus radius is less than, sorry, less than 0, ball object dot dy multiply equal to -1. It's going to deflect it in a different direction, right? And there is another condition, because this is for the top one. For the bottom one, if you want to check, it's going to be or ball object dot y plus ball object dot radius is greater than canvas dot height. So it's going to deflect the ball from this particular place, and it's going to go in a different direction, right? And now we need to handle the left and the right walls, right? In order to do that, we are going to have another condition. If I'm going to simply copy this code from my previously done project. Okay, so here what we do is ball object x and ball object radius. If the x-axis of the ball plus the radius, if it touches the width, right? Greater than radius means if it touches the width. And to make it much accurate, we can have a greater than or equal to, and even the same thing here, greater than or equal to, equal to, equal to. Okay, so if it is greater than canvas.width or ball object.x minus the ball radius. So that means x is here and the radius is here. If it is less than or equal to 0, just deflect it again. And now the deflection is going to be in the x-axis, right? If I save it, it's going to be contained inside of this 4 blocks, right? And this thing which I did learn was from like the official documentation as well. And if you guys want to learn it better, go to Traversy Media's Canvas like crash course. It was a good kickstart for me, and it did help me. So okay, so this logic we will be having it in a different, because right now what we really care about is the ball object, right? So we can and the canvas, sorry. So we can create a function which is going to be wall collision, and I will send it my ball object and canvas, and they can take care of everything inside of it. So for this reason, I am going to create a new function which will be inside of the breakout game. I would really like to create another util, and this is going to have all my these kind of functions. So wall collision.js, and what this thing does is export, close it, default function wall collision, and let me copy and paste this whole thing. X ball collision, ball object, and canvas. And we are not modifying canvas, we are simply modifying ball object, right? So if I modify something here, it is again going to modify inside of my data, so which is a good thing. And hope this works, and this, it seems like it is working. So this is much cleaner, right? So this thing is handling the ball moment, or function already says it, but handle ball moment, and here this is ball and wall collision, right? So this is much cleaner, and we have a function which is dedicated for it. So this is great. And let's talk about the pedal now. In order to have a pedal, I'm going to have another item which is inside of the breakout file pedal.js. Okay, I'll be right back because I just want to make sure I have saved the video. Alright, everything was fine. And okay, let's talk about the pedal. So pedal is going to be somewhere at the bottom, right? And it should move with our mouse. So anywhere where our mouse goes, it should follow it, right? In order to achieve that, okay, first of all, why is this not? Okay, I might need to refresh in order to have it 100%, or okay, alright, there's something which is okay. Alright, so it is good now. Okay, so in order to have a pedal, if it should not go beyond like X, and it should not go beyond the canvas width, right? So again, I'm going to copy and paste. I don't want to waste the time in writing all this thing, which you can do it on your own. So, but I can go through it in the code and see again. We are creating a function pedal, and we have a pedal move function. And here the reason why I have put this inside of this function is I didn't want it to have a passing the context. But yes, I can simply have it outside of this function and pass in context here, so which will work without a problem, right? But then I wanted to have canvas and pedal props, so for those reasons I can simply do that. There's nothing's gonna stop it. But yeah, I prefer to just put this class inside of this particular function where it has access to context, also canvas, and also pedal props, right? So this is the color which I did prefer for canvas. And the move function, what it does is it creates a rectangle, and it has a stroke style. Okay, is this for pedal? Yeah, it is for okay, it should not have like a red or white color. I don't think so. We did have it, but yeah, that's how it is. So pedal, it does take in the pedal property of x, because y is going to be constant, so it doesn't move this way, it moves this way, right? So we just need x, so in order to change its position. So at this moment, let's go ahead and have it here, and inside of our, where is the board? Right, yeah, board. So here I can have a pedal moment or something like that. Pedal, and let's see, 30. Let's see 30, and it will not work because it is required to have a few things: context and canvas, and also the pedal props, which we don't have it right now because this pedal props is going to be inside of the ball object, and we don't have it here, right? So in order to have our pedal props, I'm going to go into the data, have pedal props, and what exactly do we need in the pedal, right? So pedal is supposed to have a x. First of all, it's supposed to have a height, right? Height is going to be 20, and width is going to be, let's say, 100, and let's initiate the x with 100. So on the x-axis it's going to be somewhere starting from 100, and color can have it orange, though it's going to have, it might have a different color, but let's see. Okay, pedal x, yeah, of course it's undefined because I haven't called it here, and it should be alright. Great, so we have a pedal here which is pretty small, but yeah, right now it does what we expect it to do. Now in order to have a mouse moment here, what I'm going to do is inside of our board I will have a function which is going to have a mouse moment for us. Like no, by have I mean that it's going to handle the mouse moment. So inside of the canvas, on mouse move, and it is going to take in a function, an event, and this is going to manipulate the pedal props dot x is equal to e dot client event dot client x, right? And pedal props is, okay, pedal props is not in the scope because we can call it here without a problem, or we can even call it here in order to access it, right? So which is, anything is okay, it's not a bad idea. If I save it, this should be moving in a way we want it to, and it seems like it is moving in the right way, right? If it goes out, it is still coming back to the width, and it doesn't go beyond this certain point. Okay, so one issue which you see on the screen is that you see the cursor is on the left side, and we would like to have it in the center, right? In order to have it in the center, I need to go here and minus pedal props dot width divide by 2. So let's see if it did work. kind of did work, but it's not exactly in the center, but yeah, somewhere better than what it was before. If I do a 15, let's see where exactly it comes. Okay, 10 should work exactly in the center. Alright, so this is not bad, not good, so yeah, we don't have any issue with it. One thing what I don't like is the ball is pretty big. It looks like a basketball. So I'm going to have a small ball here and radius 10. 10 looks good. Or 10 is something which I used, but I thought that it might be a bit smaller. Okay, let's have 10. Alright, so now what we need is or it's not is it's R because we need a lot of bricks here. So we'll take care of bricks right now. Okay, so now let's talk about the brick part. And brick part is a bit complicated because what we need to do is we want to display the brick on the screen, and as soon as something happens to the brick, for example, our brick is broken, it is supposed to disappear as well, right? And that is the reason I tell you that this is a bit complicated part. We first of all we generate the bricks and then we display it. So that's what we need to do here. And inside of our board, here we will have a state of bricks. So let bricks is equal to an empty array, and as soon as here before clearing the canvas, we are going to assign a brick. Assign not a brick, bricks. So we have a few number of bricks, and we will be assigning it at this place. So let's say the first thing is about assignment, and for that I will have a util function in which it's gonna, instead of the util one, brick is going to be an object as well, right? So brick, not in the, it should be in the breakout, brick dot js, because each individual brick is an object, right? So to have brick, I'm going to copy and paste the thing which I have here is this one, and I will clean the code a little bit. We don't need the brick object because we have it at a different place. I don't need a try catch because it was for a different purpose. And let me show you what exactly this thing does for us. Canvas, and we'll have a brick object as well, and brick dot width is equal to, we have a canvas, right? So canvas dot width divide by 6, or I can say like 5. Okay, so we have a create brick function, or I can even change it to brick, simple, and we import width, right, from the brick object, and or I should say like we call in the brick from the brick object and we assign width to that brick. Though we have width, but we don't really want that width because width is supposed to be dynamic based on the size of the canvas. Okay, so we create, like we have a new array, and if bricks, no brick is present, if we don't get anything, because sometimes it's the length is empty or there is even undefined sometimes, so we are simply returning it. This is some edge case thing. If the brick dot length is greater than 5, because we want 5 items in a line, and if it is greater, go to the next line, right? That's what we really mean by this. If it is greater than 5, oh no, sorry, my bad. This is like if all the items are filled, if all the levels are filled, then we don't want to display any more brick and we simply return. This thing is the brick formation. If the level is like we have 5 items in a row, that's why level decides how many, 1 2 3, how many tiers will be there. And we have a new brick, and with a x plus the width, Y, we have the width of the brick, we have the brick height, and we have brick colors. And in the color we just display one color, right? So it doesn't really matter too much. And this was the reason I had to create a class instead. Like function name was a bit different, but we can name this as single brick, and I can simply name this single brick as single brick here. Where was it? Okay, and this should work fine. And as you see this, there is a constructor which takes in the x, y, width, height, color, and this is the main thing which we really care about. If it is broken or not. If it is broken, the ball doesn't care about the brick. If it is not broken, it does care and it tries to break it. And draw is something, it's a function which kind of draws that brick on the screen. So this should work as we expect it to work, provided we provide in all the parameters which are required for it, right? So I'm going to save it. First of all, I did the copy and we are assigning the brick. So let new brick, because there will be some issues here. So for that, let me first of all show you brick, and it's gonna import what things it needs. Level, let's say initiate with 2. Bricks is an empty array, right? So bricks, what do we have next? Canvas. Okay, and brick is the brick object, right? So brick object, and we can import it from here. Brick object, and hopefully nothing breaks. Do we have any error? No, we don't have any error. So if I should go into the brick and let's see what do we get in the new brick. Console log new bricks. New bricks, and we should get, okay, it's being rendered a lot of times, but we don't really care about that. We just, right now what we care is, okay, if we are getting an item or not. That's what we care about right now. Okay, so single brick, it has a broke, false, color, light blue, height, and everything, which is something that we expect. X is going to be our kind of width, but this is so strange. Why is the Y 1000 something? Okay, let's go to the Y section, and where's our Y? Refresh, break Y, where is Y? Width, X, Y. Okay, I think it, no, but it could not be that much because, let's see. Oh, it kept on going further and further on the y-axis, so which is not something that we expected to do. Okay, it kept on going further on this. So we would like to stop that. And where is the break? Okay, so in this section, the width, blue, height, density, we don't really care about density, but oh, maybe let me check what exactly is the single break minus width. Okay, I'll need to just take a look into it, what exactly it is, and I'll show you what was the problem. Okay, so the issue there was that we were calling the brick again and again, right? So in that case, it was going further and further below. So what I did here was that I assigned it to a new brick set, and we get a, as you already know, that brick is returning an object, an array of objects, right? So this new bricks, we are returning it with all the necessary stuff which we need in there. And let me remove what I don't need right now. Okay, so Where is the brick? All right. So we are returning it with an array of new bricks, and if sometimes the thing is that this new brick set could be undefined, and sometime it could be empty, right? In order to handle that, whenever we have an undefined or empty, we don't assign it to bricks. And as soon as we have bricks, we display it on the screen. So what we do is bricks.map, and individual brick we are drawing it on the screen. So this is where we display bricks, right? And right now, as you see, everything is working as expected. Okay, so now next question is that in order to handle collision, the biggest thing, right? So I did struggle with it a lot, and finally I found something which was, let's say, where was it, like circle and rectangle collision canvas. There was a Java, it's of course in Java, but there was a answer by someone which I did really like, and it did work in our case as well. So I think I forgot where exactly it was, but it kind of was taking the same. Most of the answers have the same explanation or same formula. But okay, circle, rectangle, collision. Okay, I did read a lot of articles on this, and a few did work. Even the Mozilla one, it is not pretty accurate. It doesn't deflect from where exactly we want it to. I think, yes, this article was the one. I recommend you guys to read this and get an idea from it. This gave me a good understanding, and then I did use the JavaScript one, which was provided somewhere. I did even utilize this one. I changed this to, I guess it is Java. I changed it to JavaScript. It did work, but then I picked up a solution which is in JavaScript. Okay, so I'm going to copy and paste that solution here, and it's going to be in util function, new wall collision. It's going to be brick collision .js, and inside of the brick collision, I will let me copy and paste what I have here. Detect collision, and okay, I will simply name it brick collision. It takes in the circle, and in our case it is the ball, and rectangle, which is the brick, right? Yes. Okay, and it does take in the math absolute of both of the values x and y, and this formula, which I think you can go through on your own, and it does take care of the edges as well. If there's something on the edge, it does return it. I did some modification. It was a returning like a true or false, because the reason is I needed where exactly I need to divert it to, right? If it is on the x-axis or it is on the y-axis. That's why I did a small modification, and it did work. There were a few edge cases, but yes, this thing, it does work. So what we are going to do here is I'm going to save it, and inside of the board I will handle the collisions as well. So where is the, here is the wall collision, right? We can put it anywhere, but yeah, brick collision, and here let brick collision equals to our empty or undefined, and for, and the reason here is that we need to go through each and every brick. If it does hit, if it did hit, and in that case we need to change the collision, right? Or like divert it somewhere or the other. So I'm going to copy and paste from my example. So for it goes through the brick length, and if it detects a collision detected, this is a brick collision, right? So a ball object and that particular brick which is being collided, and we don't need a score at this moment, but yes, if collision axis is equal to, first of all check if the collision dot hit, if it did hit, and check if the brick is not broken, right? So we are assigning a collision at this place, and then we are checking if it did hit and if it was not broken. Now what we check here is that if the axis was y or x, in that case divert it in the x direction, and also change the brick to true, because next time I don't want to see this brick anymore, right? And else if the brick axis was y, what we do is we divert it in the y direction and we change the broke to true. Okay, so let me save it. Let's see how it goes. Something is not right. Property, a parsing error, unexpected. Okay, I think we didn't close it. Brick collision. D. Brick collision. That's just going to be brick collision. Alright, so this is looking sweet. Great, let's see a few more seconds and we'll be good to go. Alright, great. So this is working as we expect it to work, right? Now what we need to do here is to deflect from the pedal. And this is going to be something different as well, because as soon as you see like the deflection from the center, it should go in the top. If it is deflecting on the right side, it should go on in this direction. If it is deflecting or touching the left side of the pedal, right, it should go on the left direction. So in order to handle that, there is a formula as well, which we are going to display, which I'm going to show you right now. Now we need to detect the collision of the pedal and the ball. So how are we going to do that? So in order to detect the collision between the pedal and ball, first of all, what we need to do is where the collision should happen, right? On the top as well as on the right, both sides of the pedal, right? And if it happens in the center portion somewhere, it should go straight, the ball should go straight. If it happens on the right side somewhere, it should go in this direction. And if it happens on the left side, it should go in this direction, right? In order to make it happen, what we need to do is go into the util, create a new file, and we'll name it pedal hit.js. And inside of the pedal hit, let me create the function, and I'll just copy and paste what I did before. So pedal hit, and then it takes in ball object and the pedal prop, and these are the conditions which should meet, right, in order to collision to happen and change something. So here something means we are changing the x dx and we are changing dy, and it should happen at a certain speed and at a certain angle, right? And that's the reason this is a bit different. And if I save it with a pedal hit, whereas after the pedal hit I will call it like pedal plus ball collision, pedal hit, and take in ball object. And I think pedal hit was not imported correctly, so hit import, great. And second thing is pedal props, great. And there is an issue, this wouldn't work as we expect it to work. It won't. Oh, okay, this is working because, yeah, I had to manually assign the pedal props y. If I don't assign it, it is not going to work. It did kind of frustrate me. Why is it not happening? I had to go ahead and debug it, and inside of the pedal prop pedal hit, I saw that the pedal props is not having a y value. So pedal props, you'll see here it is not having a y value, and if I go ahead and check in my data, that's correct, right? I can put in a dynamic, like not a dynamic, but a static value here. There is also a way to change it to dynamic, but right now there is not, right? So what I would need to do here is that inside of my board, first of all, I will assign my pedal property y, and this is going to be canvas height minus 20 minus 30, right? And if it hits somewhere there, it is supposed to deflect in appropriate directions, right? If it happens, it does in the center, it should go on the straight top. If it's on the right side, it should go on the right. If it left side, it should go on the left, right? So this is something what we expected it to do, and which is working great. Still, there is an error. If you see the hitting on the corners, you might see that it takes out two items, or sometimes two items is okay, but it kind of, yeah, see, this is okay, but it kind of takes on like two or three items at the same time. So which we don't really care too much about, because this is not a professional game which we are building. But yeah, this is an issue. If someone would like to go ahead and fix it, they are more than welcome to do it. Okay, so the pedal issue is done, and we have our thing. Now the thing is that we need to handle the bottom collision, right? If it hits the bottom, we would like to like reduce the life. So in order to do that, first of all, in our data we have lives, which are 5, right? And what I'll do is I'll simply display the data on the screen. So to do that, I am going to create another component which will be player stats js, and player stats is going to do a few things. So let me copy and paste the thing. Where is it? Player stats. Okay. Player stats. This one is going to display the name of the player. This one is going to display the lives of the player. And fill in text. And this one is going to show the score. Though we don't have the score at the moment, but yes. And I need to call it in the component did mount inside of my board. Player stats, I think I should give it or show it on the beginning. And we don't need to keep changing our clear rect for it. Maybe we do. Let's give it a try. Player stats, and I think I should give it a proper name, like a capital case. Player stats. Player, it didn't import correctly, but I'm going to try again. Player stats. This thing happens with VS Code sometime. It kind of remembers the old thing what we had. Import player stats from util, and oh, we don't have player stats here. We have player stats, and let's see what things are required inside. CTX in order to display player, and we don't have player at this moment, so I'm going to import it from my data. Player, and next thing is about canvas. Alright, so there should be some changes on the screen which didn't happen. So in order to, maybe it's clearing itself, so maybe what if I put it here? Great. So right now the things are looking as we expect it to look like. Perfect. So now what we need to do is we need to keep incrementing these scores, right? So the score is right now 0. So anytime when it hits a block, we need to increase the score by 10. So player dot score plus equals to 10, right? And then if it hits bottom, what we need to see the scores are incrementing. If it hits the bottom, so for that one we need to go into the wall detection, and here we need to look for the bottom one. So bottom one is going to be, I guess, y, and canvas height. This is for the bottom, so I'm going to take it off from the deflection list, and if it hits the bottom, so player dot, so for that reason I need to have player here as well. Player dot life minus minus, that's what I'm expecting to do, but where is the wall collision? Here. Player, and right now it doesn't matter too much, but player dot lives, right? That's what the name is. Let me see. Lives, yes. Okay, so player dot lives minus minus. Great. So let's see. Oops. Oh, okay, because it just went below it. It is. Let's go ahead and even deflect it. Okay. All right. So one at a time, right? 2, 3. Perfect. So this is working as we expect it to work. Now the thing is that we, as soon as it touches the bottom, we want it to move ahead from the pedal again. And in order to do that, there is a simple thing, and let me show you that. Pedal head, reset. Okay. So I think we do have a ball object and canvas as well in the wall collision. Okay, pedal props is something which we don't have. Maybe we can pass it down here. Props, and in our board, we can go ahead and have pedal props. Let's see how it goes. Oops, 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 oops. Okay, it's jumping around. So I will need to return. So in order to make it work, I guess. Okay, so it is stuck at the bottom. But yes, this is how we decrement the life at least, and then we'll look about how to move further. That we need to increment the level. So for example, if I restart the game, we have one level, and if I break all these bricks, I need to go to level 2, right? In order to do that, what I need to do is check if all these bricks are broken or not, right? So I'm going to create another util function, which is going to be all broke.js, and in this all broke.js I'm simply going to have a function which is going to be something like this. So all broken, it takes in brick as an array of objects, it takes player, it takes canvas. I'm not sure right now for what reason, but we have it, and ball object, right? And this ball object is to change the position of the ball once each and every brick is broken, right? So this is how it does look like. If it checks all the bricks, if they are broke, if the total matches the brick length, that means that we need to go to the next level, right? Okay, great. So now I'd go to my board, and in my board I can put it at any location where I'm going to check all broken, and I need to type it really slow because this is I think it's giving me a like a huge lag right now. Okay, all broken. It's going to import itself, and let's see what things we need to put inside. Bricks is going to be an array of objects, right? So bricks. Next thing is player. Third thing is canvas, which I'm not quite sure right now why we have it. But and the fourth thing is going to be ball object. Great. So let's see. Let's go into the all broke, and if each and everything is broken, alert all broke. Let's see if this works. Right now you see that it's not like completely broken, right? But let's try to play around with it. Okay. Perfect. So now we get if each and every item is broken or not. Right. So if I go to next, see how nice it is. It is incrementing all the levels on its own. So if I win this one, I think it might give me another level of 3. And we also need to have a stopper somewhere, right? So in order to have a stopper, we can do something. All broke, give me a third level. Now there's an issue that this it keeps on like pushing downwards. So in order to do that, what we can do is break object is equal to dot y, because that is exactly what is pushing it downwards, right? So we can either pass it down, or we can have a let. It's gonna be super slow, but I'm trying. Import. I should say just data from. If you want, you can just 2x the speed of this thing, but I think I need to keep going. Okay, it's not in util, but I need to go back, and it's from data. Alright, and in this data, I need to have, where is it? Let equals to data. And what all items do we have? So break object. Break object dot y is equal to 50. I guess that is the number which we had there. So let's give it a try. Okay, 1, 2. The second, it should be on the same. You watch out for this thing. It should be on the same line. Perfect. So this, it seems like it is working right now, and yeah, you saw there was a glitch somewhere here, but yeah, right now we don't really care too much because it's gonna be too much precision. And even this thing. Alright, so you even watch out for this line. The next level should start from this line. Perfect. So this thing did fix the problem, right? So let's go ahead and look for the, like, stop the game on all the levels are completed, right? We can have a game over, like a text in front of it, but right now for simplicity, I'm just going to have a like player not player game, and maybe restart the game. That's what we can do, right? Okay. So in order to know when a game is completed, we need to go into the board and keep an eye if the game is completed or not, right? So we can have it somewhere here. If player.lives is equal to 0, alert game over, and I can simply save it right now, go into the data, and to simplify things I will reduce the number of lives to 2. Okay, like I'll deliberately lose, and game over. And here I can do a like press OK to restart, right? And okay, it's gonna keep going, but yeah, I can do something like this. Board and over, press OK, to restart. And now what we do here is that first of all we clear all the bricks. Dot length is equal to 0. Player dot lives equals to 2. And what next? We might need to position this ball, which it should start from the pedal, right? So in order to do that, let me create another util function, reset ball.js, and in this reset ball I'm going to reset it from with a certain condition, right? So let me give it a function. This will be our position, and it takes in ball object, canvas, pedal props, and I don't think we need mouse here. So if I'm calling, and not here but in the board, so reset ball, what do we need? Ball object, canvas, pedal props, and yes, this thing seems like it's gonna work. And let's see. Okay, well, I'll try to lose this game. Game over, press OK to restart. Let's see if things work as we expect it to work. All broke. Okay, something kind of, oh, okay, all broke. It was from a different function. So, all right, so this is looking as we expect it to work, right? This is what exactly we were looking, but there were a couple of things. We needed a score to be 0 as well. All broke is being called just 1, and our level should be it should start from 1, right? So player dot level equals to 1, and what else? Player dot score is equal to 0. So it should completely restart itself, right? That's what we are expecting it to do. So if I lose, let's see, if I lose, it is supposed to start from 0. There are 2 console logs, that's why we are getting this thing. But if I go into all broke, I'll remove this and let's give it a try. Okay, I'll try to lose 2. Okay, if I press OK, it should restart itself. This is great. This is something what we, oh, okay, but there was an issue because the level started from with 2, right? And that is what we don't want. Okay, where is the ball? Okay, we kind of lost the ball as well. So let's give it a try one more time if things look normal. This thing is okay. Press. We have 2 levels, so that is what we don't want, right? So where is this board? Score level is going to be 1, lives is going to be 2. Reset the ball, score is going to be 0, bricks length is 0 as well. Maybe we can do something here. Okay, we try to lose here. Okay, alright, even our x coordinate is lost somewhere. So yes, we'll take care of this in just a while. Hey, so the issue which we had was fixed, and what I want to tell you is in this project is that I don't want you to just copy and paste the code directly what I write here. What I want you to do is come up with a logic, come up with some algorithm and think how to implement it. I don't want you to copy and paste whatever I do here. So for example, as you see here, this is a bug, right? The bricks, it keeps coming down. You can try to solve it. Let's say the reset function is not working. For example, we had this reset function, right? I was trying to debug what exactly is going on. I want you to go ahead and try to do the debug. Why are we doing that? Why did we use canvas? Why did we not use canvas? and instead of canvas what should be used. So this is the thing what I want to tell you. I don't want to teach you each and everything. I want you to try some things on your own, because all the basic stuff I have already shown you, and the next part is about how to debug a problem. Okay, so in this example I am going to show you how to fix this error, the bug, which is like, for example, let me refresh this page. So as you see this, I am breaking all the bricks here, and it should stay wherever it is, right? But the issue is that it keeps coming down, if you saw this, right? So in order to handle that, this is a brick object, right? And when do we supposed to construct a new brick? It is when each and every brick is being broken, right? So when is the situation when we break all the brick? So you can think about it. So this is done in all broke section, all broke. So in the all broke, if the total is equal to brick.length, what we do is, first of all we increment the level, and after that we reset the ball position. So whenever like a one level is completed, we want our ball somewhere around the pedal, and it should go shoot straight up on the bricks. In this one, what we can do as well is have another, or maybe modify the object. So object is about the brick object dot y. So let's see which was the initial data or initial y. Brick object y is 50. So initially we have 50 here, right? So I will go ahead in my all broke, and y is equal to 50. Let's see if this thing, it did solve our issue. I'm trying to break all the bricks. Okay, one last one. Oops. Okay, this should be it now. Perfect. So as you see here, I think we did solve the issue before, but as you keep working on your solution, these bugs, they keep coming in. So now you need like a better solution how to handle those bugs. So this was the project which I was having in mind, and this might not be the best solution, but at least this is a working solution which we have. Next projects which I'll be doing will be more advanced, and will have a more mature content, right? So let me know what do you think about this video, and if you guys have not tried the pizza project, I would definitely recommend you to try it, and also the Minesweeper one. So these are the projects which are going to help you understand the two-dimensional arrays. This canvas project is going to help you how do you do the motions on the screen. And yeah, pizza animation was an interesting one, and next project which we will be trying is about a MERN stack application. So it could be some application where we do the CRUD operations using MERN, means like Mongo, Express, React, and Node. So let me know in the comment section what do you feel about this video, and if you have any question, let me know. Okay, let me know in the comment, or you can even email me. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram, because that's where we post like really useful contents, right? So let me know how this video was, and if you don't understand it, feel free to message me. Have a good one and take care. Bye bye.